Ryan Coogler's Sinners has taken the horror genre to bold new heights. A thrilling blend of African-American folklore, gospel-rooted spirituality, vampire mythology, and social commentary. It delivers on action and allegory in equal measure. At its heart lies one of the film's most enigmatic and emotionally charged characters, Sammy, aka Preacher Boy, portrayed by rising talent Miles Caton. While Sinners is filled with memorable characters and epic supernatural battles, it's Sammy's haunting musical ability and mysterious fate that has continued to fuel debates online. The post-credits scene in particular has led fans to develop powerful theories. Most notably, the belief that Sammy sold his soul to the devil in exchange for his extraordinary musical gift. Others believe the final scene marks Sammy's entrance into the afterlife, playing one last song for a long-lost father. Welcome back to Your Nerdy Show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. This video will break down both sides of the theory, analyze the film's clues, explore what actor Miles Caton has said, and explain why Sammy's story is arguably the emotional soul of Sinners.
Got a problem now. What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard.
Sammy, a musical prodigy with a supernatural gift. Unlike his cousins Smoke and Stack, who are hardened by years of battling supernatural threats, Sammy is quiet, artistic, and deeply sensitive. He doesn't possess combat skills or vampire slaying tools. His only weapon is music. But Sammy's music isn't ordinary. His piano playing has the power to pierce time, unlock spiritual portals, and draw the attention of both benevolent and malevolent entities. When Sammy plays the blues, it's as if the dead can hear him. His song at the juke joint doesn't just wow the crowd, it draws out Remick, the vampire antagonist played by Jack O'Connell, who remarks that Sammy's sound tastes like memory. This supernatural ability makes Sammy special, but also vulnerable. In a world where music can be a summoning ritual, every note he plays carries consequences.
Don't cry. It's all better now.
The final credits scene, a smile that sparks 1,000 questions. Sinners closes on a haunting note. In the post-credits scene, Sammy sits in the abandoned church, where his father once preached, playing "This Little Light of Mine" on the piano. As he finishes, he turns his head slightly, pauses and smiles at someone or something just off-screen. There is no dialogue, no special effects, no musical cue to confirm what the audience is witnessing. It's a moment of eerie silence and emotional ambiguity. Who is Sammy looking at? Why is he smiling? Fans have spun this moment into two dominant theories, one claiming Sammy sold his soul to the devil, and another interpreting the scene as a moment of spiritual reconciliation in the afterlife. Theory 1. Sammy sold his soul to the devil. The first theory is rooted in one of the oldest and most famous legends in American music, the tale of Robert Johnson, the Delta blues musician who allegedly met the devil at a crossroads and traded his soul for musical mastery. Many believe Sammy's arc in Sinners mirrors Johnson's. The scene where he plays the blues for a packed juke joint evokes the same eerie magnetism. His talent seems almost unnatural, and the cost of that gift grows heavier as the film progresses. This theory hinges on the idea that Sammy's final performance in the church summoned the devil, who finally arrives to collect what's owed. When Sammy looks up and smiles, some believe he's greeting Satan, welcoming the price he agreed to pay.
You don't need no saving.
Yes, you do. And you are?
Cultural roots of the Faustian bargain. The devil at the crossroads legend has deep roots in Southern Black folklore. It symbolizes both the promise and peril of ambition, particularly for Black artists historically forced to navigate a world that exploits their talents. In this context, Sammy's supposed deal with the devil is more than a supernatural twist. It's a metaphor for the struggle between faith and fame, family and fortune, spirit and sacrifice. It asks, how much of ourselves must we give up to be heard?
Stay. It's you?
Of course it's me. Open the door.
Jedediah's ominous warning, a prophecy fulfilled, adding fuel to the fire, is an early warning from Sammy's father, Jedediah, a fire and brimstone preacher who says, if you keep dancing with the devil, one day he's gonna follow you home. This line is key. Not only does it echo generations of moral warnings from Black Southern preachers, but it may foreshadow Sammy's fate. After his juke joint performance, Remick and his vampire clan follow him to the church. But perhaps something even darker followed too. Something infernal. The fact that Sammy's ultimate deal may have taken place in his father's church, a house of God, makes the idea even more tragic. It would be a total reversal of his father's faith and values, and a symbolic fall from grace. Theory 2. Sammy reunited with his father in the afterlife. A competing theory sees the post-credits moment not as a damnation, but a redemption. Earlier in the film, Sammy walks away from his father and his faith to chase music. He later declines Stack's offer to become a vampire, choosing a human life filled with mortality, pain, and purpose. The mid-credits scene shows an elderly Sammy reuniting with Stack in the 1990s. He tells his cousin that he's nearing death and seems at peace. From that point, it's assumed Sammy dies soon after. The final scene, then, could represent Sammy entering the afterlife. The church, long abandoned, may not be physical. It may be symbolic. And the unseen person he smiles at could be Jedediah, his father, welcoming him home in the next life. His final song isn't for fame or fortune. It's for reconciliation.
We're gonna kill every last one of you.
Miles Caton speaks out, the truth behind the final scene. In an interview with GQ, actor Miles Caton shed light on the ambiguous ending. According to Caton, the scene was originally shot to depict Sammy looking at his father, Jedediah. Though Jedediah's presence was ultimately cut in the final edit, the context remained the same. This behind-the-scenes insight changes everything. It strongly suggests that the scene is about closure, not corruption. Sammy isn't smiling at Satan, he's smiling at a long-lost father, finally reunited through the power of music.
Hey, brother. Be careful.
Faith, music, and legacy, the core of Sammy's story. What makes Sammy's journey so profound is how deeply personal it is. He's caught between two worlds, one of sacred traditions and another of secular desires. He's a preacher's son, playing juke joint blues, a spiritualist whose gift is laced with danger. Whether or not he made a literal deal with the devil, Sammy's story is one of sacrifice. He gave up family to follow his calling. He resisted the temptations of immortality to remain human, and in the end, he found his voice, not just in music, but in truth.
Brother.
A character study in symbolism. Every element of Sammy's arc carries symbolic weight. His name, Sammy, derived from Samuel, suggests the biblical prophet who heard God's voice as a child. Like Samuel, Sammy is a messenger between worlds, someone whose gift connects the divine with the earthly. The church scenes, too, are steeped in meaning. They're not just physical spaces, but battlegrounds for Sammy's soul. And his use of "This Little Light of Mine," a song of faith, resistance, and childhood innocence, brings his journey full circle.
Y'all ready to sweat till y'all stink?
You want some?
Why Ryan Coogler keeps it ambiguous. Ryan Coogler is no stranger to layered storytelling. From Fruitvale Station to Black Panther, his films are filled with themes of legacy, identity, and spiritual conflict. By refusing to give Sammy a clear fate, Coogler invites viewers to reflect on the deeper meaning behind Sammy's choices. This ambiguity elevates the film beyond genre tropes. It transforms Sinners from a horror flick into a modern myth, one that speaks to history, culture, and the personal battles we all face between temptation and purpose.
Some weird shit going on out here. You keep that.
Our nerdy thoughts. In the end, what happened to Sammy may depend on the viewer's perspective. If you see him as a young man corrupted by ambition, then perhaps his smile was for the devil. If you see him as a soul who found redemption through art, his smile was for his Father in heaven. But maybe the real answer lies in the music. Sammy played with heart, with pain, with faith. His songs reached across dimensions. And in doing so, he left behind a legacy more powerful than any curse or contract. Sinners ends not with a bang, but a note, a light that keeps shining long after the screen fades to black. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments. Did Sammy make a deal with the devil, or did he find peace in the afterlife? And what other theories do you have about Sinners' haunting final moments?
Brother.